Hi all, welcome to a bit Sorare for a change. We've finally caught up a bit. We were hoping to have some of this up before holiday, but time beat us in the end. We managed to get into Academy Advanced, which I wasn't expecting to pull off over the international break, but we got lucky. We genuinely got lucky. It seems we've got 4 limited slots and an improved prize pool, so we'll get into that. So we've won a limited card in the academy, score 1 goal, score more than 25. I'm not 100% sure how this will play out. This is obviously for match day coming up. I'll get into it in a minute. Obviously, tier 1 is a score of 500, and all the usual tiers as expected. Obviously it's just telling we complete the challenge accordingly. We've got new rewards as well, which we hadn't unlocked yet, which was from Proficient, and also our casual. Bit disappointed how it played out, because Daily Blend scored well in casual. Could have potentially had him in the main team. I think it was, the problem was Netherlands were playing Belgium, and I was kind of like, do I include them, do I not? And I was like, I think at the time as well, I was like, I'm not overly fussed. Like, if we can score well, which we did, we're steady. That was the way I looked at it. Livakovic, yes, they won, but if they'd kept the clean sheet, it would have been pushing Star anyway. Chadi Azokis, obviously Greece getting beat was not ideal, but it's the way it goes. Kostic was just poor, like a poor return for 84 minutes. Like, they won 4-1 and he did like nothing. Baffling. Bakasitis was not spectacular, obviously, because Greece got beat, and Dursun got a late assist, I believe, which kind of helped my cause for him. I think if he hadn't got the assist, we wouldn't have made advanced, I think. Or we had already made it. Let me have a look. 307, it might be from, yeah, it's 307 we made it from, sorry. That was a bad game week. We only had like 7 players that were playing games. Suslov was due to play, but that game didn't happen. So I was like, I could have had Sabitzer or Petkovic playing, and Orsic got like a goal, an assist, and that just swung it into tier 1 and get me in. Like, Dursun was diabolical. Like, in the end, it would have been quicker playing Petkovic over Dursun and Sabitzer over Suslov. Suslov was due to play, that was the thing. He was meant to play that game week apparently, but whatever happened, it didn't happen. But yeah, it was a bit annoying, because that game week we only had like 7 players. So if we'd maybe had a fought out team, fought out a little bit better with the team, we genuinely could have bagged slightly better. But it got us in, as I said, it got us into advance. That's the way I looked at it. Game week 309 is what we're obviously focusing on just now, and this is where I'm a little bit annoyed and disappointed, because we went the 2 midfielder route, which we were going to go anyway when I looked at the fixtures. Dursun's game was due to happen, I believe, but then didn't happen because he was a game. That's why he featured, because I initially had 5 players. Baraxis gets classed as a midfielder, which is a bit annoying. It was the same problem again. We literally could only play so many players, and there's only 8,000 players in advanced. Yes, we're going 100 miles an hour. But Caviacoli should get us into like tier 1s. If I was to look at the leaderboards just now, there's not many games to work with. Like, following only, I'm the only person that I'm friends wise in advanced. Let me look at prize pool. Yeah, prize pool is pretty awful. Like, tier 1 is literally all I can get, and you see, so there's no danger any of us really, like, anyone that's getting like first at the moment, I would imagine will be well scored. 363, and that's all 5 games all 5 players have had games, sorry, and 68, 65, 60, 104 for Sommer would be his captain, and then Bakasetas. Realistically, the only way anyone would score higher than 360 is if, like, luckily in this Borat's got Mariano still to follow on, which is a 60%. That's realistically the only way this is going to get people competing. So we would, in theory, for details, have we actually even scored a goal? I think we haven't. We're all assists. 2 assists. Oh dear. Dear. That's brutal. But yeah, so can't even get the goal. Score more than, have I done that for a player? I'll have a look. 25, 28, yeah. So basically, we've done it through Chadi Azokis at 28.6. So going into the remaining 2, win a limited card and score 1 goal. Should get that for next game week if I get the right team out there. It's just going to be hard for how to play this out. Because if I'm honest, I would have really liked to have went, like if Durston had been, if we had a forward playing, I think it would have been alright. I think we could have squeezed a star common, but is what it is. So 2 rewards for 308, we'll get these open. Tier 2s across the board, I believe. South Korean goalkeeper, not ideal, because these guys haven't got much game time left. And tier 1 for proficient is Poland goalkeeper Augsburg Gikiewicz. So that's not bad. Gikiewicz is useful, but I don't really see him fitting in. Cards I meant to see for my other game week. We got Ricky van Wolfswinkel and Cifuentes as well. That was the 2 that we got when we were away. But obviously for upcoming, for 310, I would expect more players to be in advanced, but at the same time it's going to be a challenge nonetheless. I like how Bundesliga challenge ticket, Liga Santander ticket. Like, let me look at these. I'm always intrigued by them. Basically, if you finish in the top 20, you're getting 2 tickets for a Bundesliga game. So, like, if I was someone that had limited cards, I'd go for it. I would legit be all in for these kind of things. And like, yes, you're needing 5 limited, but it's a challenge in itself to make it happen. As we said, we're a free-to-play player. I feel there's potential in us in achieving a limited eventually. When, I don't know, but we'll give it a good bash nonetheless. So goalkeeping wise, for game week 310, I'm probably going to stick with Caviacoli. Just reliable, consistent. Daily Blend should be pretty academic against Go Ahead, I would assume. So that's potential for a good points return there. Concalves, I'm feeling confident about, should be a steady points return against Gil Vicente. It is a big test because Gil Vicente is kind of starting to establish themselves as a bit of a force in Portuguese league these days. So see how that one plays out. For the forwards, I'm going to go Orsic. That's kind of where my main thought process is. Obviously from there, like, is my last slot. It's all up for debate really, who do we go for, because I'm intrigued to see where's my Bakasetas. I should be quicker try to find him, because Bakasetas is on a good points return at the moment, and I'd quite like to find him. Yeah, it's not happening. Apparently he's not been kicking about, apparently. Whatever, like, back. No. Anyways, but at the moment I'm kind of leaning towards, realistically, one of Sangari, Uruguay, or who else kind of stands out for me? Maybe one of the MLS players. I'll have a look. But for temporary moments just now, if I'm wanting like a steady points return, I think like Sangari, Classy, like if I'm honest, Cambuur's the kind of ideal game that Sangari may bring a good points, like just a steady points return, and that's kind of what we need. It's just a steady points return for us. Like Uruguay is like, you would need a you do need like a 100-point game to kind of deliver, but it's not given for it to happen. So and Sho Sasaki, Urawa Reds is a tricky one, but we'll go with Sangari for now. Blend, I'm kind of leaning towards as my captain. Feel he'll run close for 100 points, regardless. Wait, what maximum? Ah, right, let's have a look. Maximum 2 players allowed from the same team, that's fine. Maximum 2 players with an average of 60 or above. Right, I must have missed that point. Right. So Caviacoli 58, Blend is 72, Concalvi 61. So, yeah, so we're kind of, yeah, I've just, right. I'm not dropping Blend and I'm not dropping Concalvi, right, so I can drop Sangari then in that case, right, that's fine. Cordova, maybe Cordova. I would have went, in fact, to be honest, Ramos might just be a steady simply because of how the team gets set up. See, in an ideal world I'd go Ben Yedder, but Ben Yedder's not been delivering, so that's kind of half the battle. Right. In fact, I'm going to go Castro Montes. Drop Orsic, as we said. So we're going to go 2 defenders for this game week. Not the most fruitful idea, but I don't really want to put Petkovic over Orsic, despite Petkovic was the one that delivered for us, what was it, last week or whatever, and Orsic the other night. But I love how Pojan Palos went cold. Yeah, Cavallini's just frozen. Coleman's injured as far as I believe. Yes, we're kind of in a pickle here. I can't really see Velasco or Rubio. Coopers is just steady points. I could go Ben Yedder on the hope that he delivers. That's the thought. That could be a possible thought. Because then you're relying on Caviacoli, Blend, Castromont. Like, that's just like they've like. I'm taking the chance that Blend and Concalves will remain consistent, which they generally are. That 37-point game, I'm not overly 30. Like, I feel confident in how Concalves is playing. So that should be us now. There we go. That's how it is. I must have slipped up somewhere. Right. Then for our team that we're setting out for casual, I'm going to go Everson. I'm just going to go high point percentage players, so that have been quite consistent for us. So Sangari, even though he's only a 2%er, I still feel confident he can deliver. This will probably then end up being like an Orsic game, and I'll probably throw in Jordi Classy as well. I will probably go Everson as my captain because it's 29.5%, and that just kind of sets that up nicely. As I say, it's just a pity we can't really do anything with our casuals and our common cards. Like, you're literally just tied into because we will struggle to get a limited card in advanced. Simply because the prize pool is just so high. Yes, we've came close many a time. The problem is we keep falling short, and in advanced it's clearly set up to be where you need to rely on limited cards initially and get the percentage boost from them. That's really what you're relying on. But we'll see how it goes. I love how it says my team's free. Let me clear that draft because we don't need that draft. I'll just leave it. Just leave it, Graham. Anyways, so as I said, the points that we've got from our advance so far is generally happy. It's just a pity that it's maybe not ideal that we're not pushing towards limited, but we'll take it as it is just solely because of the situation. But see how it goes, folks. Let me know how your Sorare's been playing out. Take it easy all. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you all